table, and they went in terms of getting that goal to go ahead, but then late in the game, Dester scores and levels that you could have easily seen the team give up or get completely undone and Rangers get the winner. But instead, they dug deep, and it was Lisandro Martinez playing that ball in behind for Bruno, the captain, who should be coming through as a captain, doing exactly what a captain should do in that moment and gets the game winner. So I feel for Rangers because they put in a hell of a shift.
Well, let's just take a look at the table then and show you where it leaves these two teams, because a lot has moved, obviously, after today. Lazio, though, they have guaranteed their place in the round of 16. They are 3 points ahead of everybody else. And as you can see, they've got a really good goal differential as well. Frankfurt and Athletic Club, they just need 1 point to guarantee themselves a place in the round of 16. But United, despite them getting the result?
Manchester United's still work in progress. They got the job done. I think that, again, still, regardless of it, it's trying to build that winning mentality and culture. And you're talking about a reaction from the manager's comments. They put in a performance. Are we learning anything new about Manchester United? No, I still see the same old situation and problems. Players still having to learn this new system, buy into it. You can see that for Rangers fans, there's a lot of pride behind that performance today. I thought that for them, it's going to feel like a punch in the gut because they suffered a lot more than Manchester United. They lost some key players to injuries, some influential players, some youngsters had to come on. They get themselves into the game. You think, great, if you leave Old Trafford with a point, it's great for Rangers.
It's a massive
point for Rangers. But then they lose in the last minute just because of the extra bit of quality that Manchester United have. And you can see how the fans treated them and applaud them. So in the Battle of Britain, Manchester United won, I would say only slightly. I wouldn't say there's a lot of positives you can take from that performance still.
You mentioned that winning culture that they are trying to build. In some ways, Amorim is trying to do two things right now. He's trying to reshape Manchester United and its playing squad into the style that he wants it to play. But I agree with you. I think they do need to at least win some games along the way. They're in the bottom half of the table in the Premier League. At the very least, have some joy and some positivity in the Europa League, because otherwise there will be a real loss of belief. The public comments, the talking about this is the worst Manchester United team, breaking televisions in the dressing room, all these different things. And all of a sudden, it's all negativity. And it's very hard, I would imagine, for a playing squad to buy in if they're not getting some kind of result. So you are trying to redo the style. You are trying to achieve results. We understand the size of this job for Amorim, and you just need bits of positivity along the way. And those 74,000 fans at Old Trafford leaving with that sense of joy, at the very least, is a momentary reprieve for him.
Results need to come first, don't they? First and foremost.
That's what it is.
Poppy, I'll tell you right now, this competition becomes that much more important for Manchester United because they're not going to finish top 5. So if they want any hope of Champions League football next year, they have to win this competition.
Would you put everything into this competition at this point?
Well, that's another thing. They have to prioritize both. They have to do enough to at least float in the middle of the Premier League. They don't want to get close to relegation fight at all, but this competition becomes their ticket to Champions League football next year. And a club like Manchester United, they have to figure out ways to get the most. They have the quality to go make a run in this competition, but it starts with the mentality. It starts with picking up those little wins to build the spirit, and then you never know what can happen.
They need to finish in the top 8 to avoid a knockout playoff 2-leg round, because then they can concentrate more in the Premier League, which will be very beneficial for them. The Premier League is heavily competitive with teams around them. I would say still, when you look at it, I would not say Manchester United are the favourites to win this competition. I feel that there's some well-drilled teams ahead of them. Lazio, top of the league. For me, Lazio look like the best side in this competition.
Can I ask you a question?
They are there for a reason.
Can I ask you a question?
Did I say no?
What's more likely, for them to win this competition, have a chance to win this competition, or for them to finish top 5?
Oh, definitely it's more likely for them to win this competition, but they have to go for it.
Is there even a world that they can finish top 5 at the minute with the teams that we're seeing in the Premier League?
No chance of finishing top 5.
I mean, I do think that the top 5 teams, I guess once you get past Forest maybe in the table, they're not holding a standard right now. Manchester City are not holding a standard. They're not winning games on a regular basis. So
in the Premier League, you've got Manchester City, you've got Newcastle, you've got and you've got Bournemouth, you've got Aston Villa.
Manchester City, they're not far off Chelsea, are they?
Exactly. So it's very competitive. The reality of it is, Charlie's right. You can prioritise this competition. That's the reality. Forget finishing in Europe in the Premier League. Survive in the Premier League, and if you win this competition, that's not bad progression.
Yes.
But when you look at the teams in this competition, it's hard to say that Manchester United will be the heavy favourites. They're favourites through history of what the club is about.
And through
when you look
quality
at
on
it
paper.
now,
Yes.
they're not the
They've
favourites
got
to me.
FCSB on them final match day. Let's just show you the goals that came today then, because they were interesting, weren't they? Especially that first one for Manchester United, Charlie, which was an own goal.
Really, this Europa League, I think you can't really look at anyone in this top four right now, from Frankfurt, Athletic, United, Lyon, Spurs, Anderlecht, and FCSB, and go, one of these teams is the clear standout.
No.
And there are flaws in every team. That's what this Europa League can be sometimes. So why not Lazio? Why could correctly?
They copy their one-on-one style, and they're comfortable to go one-on-one when it comes to defending and attacking. So for me, I've been very impressed. And Marco Baroni's doing the right thing right now when he's trying to tamper the expectations.
Yeah.
But deep down, I guarantee there's belief in that dressing room that they can win this competition.
Well, they haven't even